Get your ass back to school. Back to China, Illinois.
I was supposed to go to college, but lucky me. I graduated during a fucking worldwide lockdown. They canceled my graduation, and contacting a college after that was a total bunk fest. Every year on the last day of school, I'd get off my bus, walk around my neighborhood with my headphones on, listening to Phineas and Ferb soundtracks, then going in my house and watching whatever Summer's Out special I could find. But 11th grade is the year I watched this movie, because I told myself, in a year from now, that'll be me. Living the young college life. Finally, I could just get away from it all. 3 years later, I go to community college, still living with my mom, and working at a crappy job I hate. But instead of taking personal responsibility for the actions in my life, I'm just gonna blame the zombie apocalypse that happened. And this movie for raising my expectations. But the main reason I wanted to talk about this movie, other than to complain about my life, is that there's no college anything out right now. No college sitcoms, no college animated series, nothing. For some reason, there's nothing out for college things right now, when I personally believe college is like one of the best settings to have a young adult animated series in, or really anything in. Besides that, the movie starts off with Max, PJ, and Bobby doing a bunch of sports, extreme sports, early 2000s stuff. Cool. I hope you know who these characters are. They're from the original Goofy movie that I'm not gonna mention in this review, which I don't think I will. This is all off the top right now. This should have been my going away party. They're going to school for extreme sports. Hey, did you know that doesn't exist? You did? Well, I didn't when I was a kid. Back when I was a kid, when I realized I had no brain smarts at all to be an astronaut, my legit second career choice was to be a professional skateboarder. But after a very thick, long couple hours of Google searching, I learned that that's just not how it works.
We have a surefire way to shoot straight to the top of the freshman heap. The College X Games!
Okay, so is like the X Games thing is that their major, or like are they going for something normal and the X Games is more of like a side thing that they never mentioned. You know what I'm realizing? Outside of community, I don't think there's one college program I've ever seen where they actually mention their majors. I get why, because no one gives a fuck. So if what I just said what I just said was real, if I was right, why would they do that? Why would they just make up fake stunt college? Was it because back in the early 2000s, extreme sports was really popular at that time, and they just wanted to cash in on the fad? If they did, I'm not complaining. I used to love this stuff, and I still do. But with this movie being about Max going to college, it's mainly about Goofy and his attachment issues. He's going through empty nest syndrome. Wait, no, he's not. What is it? Whatever. He's adapting to not seeing Max anymore. And something really cool about this movie is that the audience ourselves can relate to Goofy, since we've been seeing Max ever since Goof Troop. Well, y'all have been seeing him ever since Goof Troop. I've never seen Goof Troop in my life. That shit came out in 1992. I wasn't even a sperm cell yet. But chronologically through the years, we have seen Max grow up. What's cool though is that you don't need to watch Goof Troop, hell, even the first movie, to enjoy this movie by itself. I recommend it, but you don't have to. Though the intro may seem limited, and you should know these Disney Mickey Mouse characters, it shows well in the intro that Goofy is an over-suffocating but well-meaning dad, and Max is an overzealous young adult, impatient and ready to grow up.
Gotta go, but Max.
That was supposed to be me running out of my house ready to go to college.
Who's driving?
I was supposed to have a deadly road trip to my college for the first day.
Gentlemen, I welcome you to the first day of the rest of our lives.
I was supposed to gawk and mac on hot chicks at school. Look at all these fine-ass anthropomorphic ladies. Could you imagine how awesome would it be to be rejected by all of them? That should have been me. Bottoms up. Ugh. Showing off some totally tubular, sick skateboard animation and a couple of establishing shots, they acquired the interest of Bradley fucking Suck the Third, whatever his fucking name is. This character has been TikTok memed like crazy in the last few months. I'm just saying, I did not decide to review this movie because of that. I promise. I wanted to review this the day I didn't get into my college 4 years ago. Trust me. Bradley come and thrust and his Goonies follow Max and his friends into that underground cafe. Oh my god, I should have went to college.
Life is like a lime. It's tart and tangy.
I was supposed to gawk and simp at the anthropomorphic poetry girl. Oh, you hear that? Empty bottle. Second bottle already. Down the hatches. If it wasn't obvious already that Bradley and his Goonies were the ops, Bradley gives Max an ultimatum between fame and friends. And of course, Max picks friends. Conflict. Me personally, I would love if this movie just did nothing but competitive skateboarding shots for an entire hour. This is a Disney film. Of course they have a story. Goofy's bird's nest syndrome is so bad. I know it's not actually called bird's nest syndrome. I forgot the actual term. I looked up bird's nest syndrome, and it has something to do with matted hair. He's so depressed that Max is gone that it caused him to fuck up during work, caused him to get fired.
Well, Mr. Goof, I noticed you don't have a college degree. Well, I'm afraid we can only get jobs for people who have college degrees. So, what do you need?
A degree?
Bingo, we have a winner.
Ah, you fat bitch. Ah, this is the exact same way my manager talks to me when I miss one thing on the freaking list. I do the exact same damn thing every day at that freaking job. The temp agency that Goofy goes to requires a full college degree in order to get them a job. Which, I don't know, but doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of a temp agency? I was under the impression that temp agencies were meant for quick jobs, something to get really fast and more than likely temporary. Especially back in the late 90s and early 2000s when you needed a college degree to get a job. Why would I be going to a temp agency if I had my degree already? I would just go to those jobs to apply. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but instead of finding a better temp agency, Goofy decides to get his last year of schooling. But where could he possibly go?
Hi,
Shit!
everybody! I'm just a yearning for some learning.
Oh. No.
Come on, you know Goofy's,
Conflict 2, part 2. Dude, it's 2:30 in the morning and I am tipsy as shit right now. What's going on right here, a parent being with the kid at school or college, I feel like this has happened so many times, but I can't even think of one example other than this movie. Nothing pops up in my head.
You have to sleep with the next guy that walks through that door. Got it. Dad?
Hillary?
You're in college?
Alright, that's enough of that. I'm drawing a blank. Can anyone else know what I'm talking about? I'm on TV tropes right now and it's not even coming up. Empty nest syndrome! Empty nest syndrome! That's what I meant, not birds. Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh! Back to me bringing logic to this anthropomorphic cartoon. If Max is at some sort of like sport stunt type of college, why will Goofy come to this college? You only need one more year of school, and I highly doubt you majored in extreme sports back when you were in school. I know the reason is so he can get closer to Max. It's an excuse to get closer to Max. But I guess now that I'm an adult and I always have to consider how much money is spent, I'm thinking if he just went to a community college, this would have been so much. Why am I? Okay, I'm sorry I said anything. I might cut this out. Now with Goofy being a well-intended but suffocating dad being around, it's stopping Max from getting coochie and depriving him of his independence. Do you really think that?
I love you, no good for me.
This nigga Goofy scaring the hoes so bad.
Stop scaring the hoes.
But if you yourself are a lady scarer, such as myself, you would know that there is a very, very small amount of women who love that type of stuff. Those women are usually weird themselves. Unfortunately for me, I got the weirder ones. And when I mean weird, I don't mean quirky, nerdy, anime, weeaboo type weird. I mean, they're watch the and then flick on everybody type weird. Oh my god, dude, talk about the fucking cartoon. Okay. Miss Marpole.
Oh, Miss Marple.
Oh, you can call me Sylvia.
God damn. Ugh. Goofy scores a date with her, lucky bastard, and then goes to tell Max.
I got it.
Let go, Dad.
If you guys didn't know, I'm a pretty good skateboarder myself. And if my dad were to somehow show me up in front of people, I would not be here anymore. Goofy's goofiness attracts Bradley Body Must. Bradley offers Goofy an opening on the Gamma team, but Goofy, being a real one, says no, I only care about my son. And Max has a plan.
Listen, Dad, next to our team, the Gammas are the team, and they need you more than we do. Go for it, Dad.
Hey, Mr. Upper Crust, you can count me in.
All right, that's one conflict over, I guess. Now let's go to the one scene that everybody goes to in this movie. God damn! Man, why couldn't none of the weird girls who like me be as cool and as fine as her? Why couldn't I get these opportunities to show off for the people? Why did... No, dude! Okay, are you actually gonna review this cartoon? Are you gonna keep bitching and moaning because your childhood wasn't the exact way you wanted it to be? I think I'm doing both pretty well. Have we talked about the animation? Let's talk about the animation and how beautiful it is. Well, obviously it's going to be good because it's a Disney movie before 2005. Look at the lights and the shading in this disco scene, alongside with the character designs being so freaking vast and diverse. You can't really do this with old traditional handmade animation. Well, I mean you could, but why? This isn't the first 2D movie Disney made that was colored and cleaned up 100% digitally, but for an early 2000, for a 2000 movie, it looks amazing. Only a few amount of studios still do this, and it's mainly for television animation, but I believe hand-drawn animation going to computers for cleanup is the best way to go. This movie is one of the best examples of how it should be. I still can't believe how anatomically correct these character designs are for anthropomorphic animals. Mainly for the girls, which I'm not complaining about. Everything moved so damn smoothly, which is what you should expect from a Disney movie. But with this being a straight to DVD, 2000's. With this being a direct to home movie, compared to all other Disney 2D sequel movies, this looks way better by far. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm the biggest Disney fan. Not at all, really. But everyone here knows back in the day, back when your parents would buy that 2 DVD disc set, the second one would always be, The stories could never live up to the first movie story, but the animation would always take a big dip in quality as well. The biggest one for me back in the day, the sequel to Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, Master? Would you do us the honor, old friend?
I'd be delighted.
But with this movie, I'm not gonna say it looks better than the original movie, nor will I say it doesn't look better. That's a whole entire conversation of completely handmade and traditional versus computer help that I'm not gonna get into. I'm just saying for a sequel Disney movie, they outdid themselves. themselves. They're what the f? All right. Now time for a progression montage. Yada yada yada, hilarity ensues. Now here's the first college X Games competition that they play in, which again does not exist. It was made up for this movie. You have any idea how sad my 11-year-old self was learning that information? Maybe it was for the best.
But he's up and ready to rip.
Looks like Brother Goof needs a boost.
Oh, wait, no, they cheating. Yeah, duh. I feel like a current reviewer now would say this would be an obvious form of confrontation, but hey, this was in 2000, so I'm assuming this wasn't as big of a trope as it is now. Also, unless if there were magic dogs, what else could you really do in a sports competition type movie? Unless you do the, last man standing, last point wins, which okay, let's just watch the movie.
This is time to skate, and here he goes.
As a self-proclaimed professional skateboarder, I gotta say the physics in this is kind of wonky. There's no amount of pushes you can make to go that high up on a vert, let alone get that much air. But as a casual norm watching this, cool. Like I said earlier, this movie was definitely made to cash in on the extreme sports era in the late 90s and early 2000s, which in my opinion, nothing's wrong with that. I love looking at that type of stuff. But in this movie, it's kind of lacking. There's like what, 5-6 seconds of really cool animation, and then it goes back to an establishing shot. Scenes like this when it's nothing but the extreme sports stunt stuff. I think this only happens like 2 more times in the movie, give or take. And hell, I wouldn't even consider them that extreme. I guess I can't complain too much because overall this is Disney and comedy is gonna be #1 before anything else. I just wish that this movie that was marketed towards skateboarders, extreme sports type shit, had more of it in the movie. But oh well. Oh, hating now, Nelson. I mean, I'd be salty too. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, Max exclaimed, telling Goofy to leave him the fuck alone. I might sound like a little brat for this, but I kind of agree with Max. I mean, yeah, we all know that he's smothering him, but other than that, you beat him. This isn't like a hometown thing or like a family type thing. This is college. You beating him pushed him out of the way for a career. That looks really bad. And since Max fucked up, his score was barely enough to get to the semifinals. Imagine if Max didn't do well on that bullshit made up handstand thing he did and didn't make it to the semifinals. You would have ruined your son's career. I mean, yeah, Max told him to apply to the Gammas, granted under false pretenses. Let's just go back to the movie. Depression and obsession don't mix well. Poison in my body don't feel well. Okay, depression montage over. Goofy fails, I think, his final because he can't stop thinking about how Max doesn't love him anymore. You know what they did back in high school when I was failing my classes because I was super depressed? They gave me early morning classes. I had to skip my homeroom and just go to my morning classes to do third math. Well, technically first math, but 3 math classes in one day. Fucking dicks. From having a talk and realizing how stupid Pete is, Goofy remembers the quote from the beginning of the movie that I don't remember, and goes back to college, ready to pass. Max gets his mojo back too. I feel like both of these uplifting scenes should have been a little bit longer. That dreamlike psychedelic animation that Goofy went through was amazing. I'm glad they put it in, but I feel like it could have been cut off a little bit longer to give those two a little bit more time to show their grief and how they really feel during this time in between. But maybe I'm just nitpicking.
I let my head get so filled up with fiddle-faddle that I plumb lost track of everything that's important to me. Counting you.
Oh, how can I not forgive you?
She likes him for who he is and is quick to forgive. On my third. Ah, damn it. Why has no one came and checked on me yet? Rocky reference studying montage. Is this a trope too? Whatever. Goofy passes midterms. Time is so weird in this movie. I never know how long like time duration is. How many weeks has it been since him and Max had their fallout?
Who cares?
Right.
Now it's finally time for fake ass X Games, college X Games finale thing. Goofy had quit the Gammas. Also learned that they were cheating, which thanks, I guess. Cartoon logic be pissing me off sometimes. No one saw the smoke coming out of those rockets. Now here's what I meant when I said they should have had way more extreme parts of the sports. Like, I get that this is a competition based on athleticism, whatever it's called, but it's also meant for entertainment. Am I anyone out here, does anyone care to watch rock climbing for real? Whatever this is, I'm sure it's fun to do in real life, but fun to watch. They do get a couple of cool shots in between this, but this is the finale. It's the end. Go all out. It's a cartoon. Have them do something unrealistic like you did earlier. Okay, spoiler alert for whoever doesn't want to know the ending. Bryce Tank Thrust shoots PJ into the atmosphere. Did I say Bryce Tank Thrust? Did I make that up? Who's Bryce Tank Thrust? And Bobby to be the only participants, which you need 3 in order to go through. He tried to win by default.
We won!
By default, baby.
What a douche. But Mac pulls a snow day and asks for his father's help.
If you're out there, it's just the team needs you. I need you.
Okay, when I say pull a snow day, I mean like going on the news. And I mean, I guess Snow Day isn't the only movie. I mean, I know it's not the only movie to whatever. Post-production Spencer here. Me looking up this clip, I found out that this movie also came out in 2000, the same year as an Extremely Goofy movie. So it's not taking it or inspired by it, whatever. I thought the movie came out in like 1995 or something. So maybe I should have shut the hell up. Goofy joins in. It's the final race. And honestly, maybe I'm just a hater, but nothing. The only thing I liked here was Goofy's parts when he'd fuck up. It's neck and neck, like every other sports movie has to do at the end. But Bradley, knowing that there's a high chance that his teammate will probably win, he decides to commit second-degree manslaughter just for him to be the one that goes through the finish line. Max and Goofy decide to help whatever his name was, and they both decide to give him that extra little boost he needs.
That's some kid you got there.
You're wrong, Tank. He's not a kid anymore.
Missed it!
Max Goof is making up the distance. He is taking the lead. Bradley's battling back as they come to the finish line. Team 99 wins. Oh, I am stunned, folks.
It's over, and Goofy finally This was the entirety of the freshman year? Huh. I wonder how much time has passed since the X Games. Now Goofy can go back to that same temp agency a year later to attempt to get some sort of temporary job.
But now it's over, and we'll go on with our own lives and...
You didn't tell him yet?
Didn't tell me what.
I got me a job right here on campus.
But you...
So I could be close to you. Oh, what do you say we go for...
A picnic?
Yeah, then maybe even a...
Walk on the beach? I'd love to.
I should have went to college. You know, with this movie and the other 3 shows ever about college, I learned that college isn't really about the grades, going to class. It's all about the experience, making friends along the way, and truly experiencing young life. This was in 2000 though, back when you didn't need 12 credit cards to go to the grocery store. So is college really worth it off of the experience? No. But if you are in college, I'd say make the most out of it. With this being a direct-to-home movie, I would have assumed this would have been a great venture into like a college series of Max being in college and keeping Goofy in there since he's going to be at the college now working. Would have been nice to have some sort of college animated series out there, but I think we're all a little bit too reboot happy. If that idea was pitched around 20 years ago, then cool. But if it were to come out now, I don't think I would want it. I'm hoping that I release this video around mid to late August, at the latest early September, which is when the majority of y'all start school again. And if you're in school or you're planning on going to school soon, I want this video to be a reminder that, you know, even though school is important, don't let it run your life. Make sure you study and get that degree and stuff, but there's so much to do inside and outside of college. You're a young adult, probably. There's so many opportunities out there, you just gotta go out and find yourself. Hell, the college right next to me has an animation club. They understood that the majority of us here wanted to go to SCAD, but couldn't afford it. So they made a little animation club for us to get some sort of experience in school. And that's just specifically for me. You gotta go out and find what you wanna do. Alright, the video is over. If you liked, please subscribe and like. Even if you didn't like the video, but like anyway. Come on, I put time to this. You see I did. Please. Also, if you are a college person of age, make sure you stay safe. I am currently shit-faced in my room, and I am very scared to stand up. I think I might need a towel. Okay, later. Oh.